the new TNT champion, Miro, which we were all for. Absolutely loved the way this panned out. This guy is an absolute monster. He cut a pure fire promo, man. Everyone was just on point tonight.
Tonight's show was awesome, man.
I mean, it like I said, Ethan Page did the best, but the more I'm thinking about each one, like, Jericho, MJF, Miro, Lance, like, gosh, man, full of just polished fire promos on the night. And Miro, man, this is, we saw the announcement a few days ago, Miro versus the Murdoch Lance Archer, which is like a Dynamite download, almost dream matchup.
That's what I was saying. That's got Bonds' favorite versus yours. Like, that's going to be
battle of the monsters for sure. Oof. I love Miro, but I am 100% a Murderhawk man. Murderhawk madness all the way. So like I said on our show last week, I didn't want this rushed. I don't want the Murderhawk and Miro rushed. So like for either one to take a clean loss like this soon is like, oh man, it's going to be tough, but it's going to be an absolute amazing match, amazing physical match. And just like, talk about two pure A+ stars in the industry in AEW going head to head, the Murderhawk Monster and Miro, the Bulgarian, So I'm excited for it, but I just don't want any steam loss for either guy right now.
That's the hard part. I think that all of us recognize that, this is going to be this is a tough one to book, right? Because like it almost feels like they're booked in a corner, right. we desperately want to see this match. Don't get us wrong. Like,
of course,
seeing the Murderhawk and Miro go head to head, that's a dream come true, man. That's two athletic big men, right? I mean, like that. I was talking about on Twitter, man. There's no way. Like JR is going to be so fun to listen to as like commentating this match, because there's nothing better that JR loves than an athletic big hoss battle, dude. Like, so these two, this is going to be a war. These two are going to go at each other. They're going to tear each other up. It's so hard to see who loses this one, right? Like Miro,
he can't lose.
Miro can't lose, right? And then like in Murderhawk, like I feel like Lance even acknowledged his history in his promo tonight. Like he came up short in his last conquest for the TNT title against Cody. It's like, do you have Lance come up short again? I feel like we all here, especially Dynamite Download, but like I see it on social. Like the Murderhawk, the fans want to see Lance with the belt. Like, he deserves a run, especially with where he's at in his career.
Murderhawk deserves it all, man.
The guy is like doing everything that you could have asked for. I mean, you rewind the clock to January this year, you see some of those with those matches with Ray Phoenix and like Eddie Kingston, like that whole dynamic was absolutely amazing. And Lance Archer, what that guy can do in the ring is second to none. I mean, he's a big dude who can do backflip off the top rope and who could choke slam you through the ring. We love it. And I thought it was interesting tonight. Like Miro was saying his prayers and things like that. And like one of the things that I love about Lance Archer's promos is how he like always leans into his faith, and like he'll talk a lot about, he'll bring like the hellfire and brimstone, like the Revelation style promos. Like you listen to some of his stuff, man, like he's definitely leaning into that. So I think that these two guys and their promo battle tonight was awesome. I felt like both guys who are not necessarily known for being promo guys, both had great promos. They both cut promos on each other.
Fantastic promos.
Miro had some funny lines with Jake the Snake, and putting him down. Yeah, right. Like there was some good stuff tonight between these two guys. I feel like maybe this isn't just a one-off match between these two. Maybe this is something that is building to an overarching feud between these guys, because I feel like this is a feud that could make money, man. These are two big fellas that would be a lot of fun.
The main event feud that can main event any show, any pay-per-view, period. And I think there's just not enough build to it. And I think with a card so stacked as Double or Nothing is right now, it's almost a mistake to rush this. But obviously, we can fantasy book this, but the greater picture, they see something more than we do, because behind the scenes, this would be kind of like an exception where I feel like they just beat each other so much. It's almost just like I hate to even say it, like a double count out or something.
You hate like the
the time finishing.
You hate the non-finishes.
But a non-finished finish would work with this. This is where I would actually support it, so we can further the feud. You know, a quick win or a clean finish almost doesn't preserve the feud as much as a non-finish.
Yeah, so, I agree. I hear you.
This is the place I would support it.
Yeah, and there could be something to do with like Jake in this match too. Like just listening to the promos and the way that Miro like said, you know, if Jake gets close to me, you know, I'm going to put him down, that type of stuff. Like that, there could be something to do with that, because there's been a lot of, you know, I know that there's been a lot of small clues along the way of like maybe some distrust or some like not necessarily being harmonious between Jake and the Murder Hawk. There's been some like with the Sting stuff, you know, I feel like Lance has challenged Jake a little bit more and pushed back on Jake a little bit more since the advice he received from Sting. So I don't know. Maybe there's something. Maybe Miro gets his hands on Jake, and that causes Murder Hawk to go off. Maybe there's a disqualification. Something like, who knows? But I'm with you. I think that like this is one of those matches that quickly came on the landscape, quickly got booked. We're all very excited to see it. But right. My initial reaction was, man, let this thing simmer, guys. Let it simmer. You got to let this baby simmer. You got to let this thing stew for a little while. This is such one of those matches where I know SPD, you talk about it. This could be a main event type of feud, right? These are two absolute powerhouses that I think are going to put on a clinic. They're going to be throwing each other. I can't wait to see like Miro. The visual we saw of him dominating Darby like he did, and then now we got the announcement that he's going to go against Dante Martin of Top Flight. Yeah. You know, you're putting Miro in these situations where he's literally just going to massacre the person he's against, just tossing them around, like treating them like they're a sack of potatoes, right? Just tossing them like they're nothing.
Yeah, R.I.P. Dante.
When he goes head to head with the Murder Hawk, a guy who's like 6'8" and athletic as it gets, like it's just gonna be like just two absolute freight trains going at each other, and I'm gonna be curious to see how that changes their styles in the ring and how they interact with each other. I think it's gonna be a lot of fun.
Yes, I agree, man. This is a pure gold feud, like we said, main event.